Snowflakes danced. Creatures zipped by. It wasn't quite a husky, not quite a fox, but a delightful mix of both. A miniature husky, perhaps, with the fluffiest Arctic foxtail imaginable. Its fur, the color of melting snow, contrasted beautifully with its bright, inquisitive eyes. This little puffball of a creature, no bigger than a squirrel, was named Lumi. Lumi loved the snow. Every flake was a new adventure, a tiny mountain to conquer, a soft blanket to roll in. Lumi's human, a young girl named Ilara, watched from the warmth of the sunroom, a steaming mug of cocoa warming her hands. Ilara had rescued Lumi from a local animal shelter, a tiny ball of shivering fur who charmed her way into Ilara's heart. Ilara had always wanted a husky, but her apartment was too small for a full-size dog. Lumi was the perfect compromise, a pocket-sized bundle of Arctic energy. Lumi's playful energy was infectious. She bounded through the snowdrifts, her short legs pumping furiously, her fluffy tail a white blur behind her. She chased snowflakes, pounced on them, and then buried her face in the fluffy drifts. Emerging moments later, covered in a sparkling layer of snow, she was a tiny, furry whirlwind, a miniature blizzard in herself. Suddenly, a larger shadow fell across the snow. A grumpy old tomcat, Jasper, emerged from under the porch. His eyes narrowed in suspicion. Jasper, a creature of comfort and disdain for anything remotely energetic, regarded Lumi with utter contempt. He hissed, a low rumble in his throat, warning Lumi to stay away from his territory. Lumi, however, was undeterred. She saw Jasper not as a threat, but as another challenge, another object to chase. She yipped playfully, her tiny bark barely audible above the wind, and darted towards the grumpy cat, her fluffy tail wagging furiously. Jasper, completely unprepared for such audacious behavior, leaped back in surprise, his dignity utterly shattered by the tiny fluffy missile that had just charged him. Ilara chuckled from the sunroom, watching the unlikely chase unfold. The scene was utterly charming, a grumpy tomcat being playfully harassed by a miniature husky fox mix in a snowstorm. Lumi, oblivious to the cat's displeasure, continued her merry chase, her little paws barely making a sound in the soft snow. The snowflakes, like tiny diamonds, fell around her, turning her into a living snow globe. The chase continued for a few moments more, until Jasper, thoroughly defeated by Lumi's relentless enthusiasm, retreated back under the porch, muttering disgruntled meows under his breath. Lumi, victorious, returned to Ilara, her tongue lolling out happily, covered in snow, her eyes sparkling with mischief and joy. Ilara scooped her up, burying her face in Lumi's soft fur, the warmth of her cocoa and the joy of her little Arctic fox husky filling her heart.